She said, we feel like we're at a place at New Hope, in New Hope's, evolution, that we're at a place where we would like to be able to give back and to mentor and help to increase capacity with other developers and to help them kind of through some of the steep learning curves that we've been through, and feel like we really have something important to offer. I'm Sally Gaskin, and my organization is SGI Ventures Inc. I am the sole shareholder and have been in the business since 1996. Was the first year that I participated in the affordable housing industry with some partners in Houston.
Tamara Foster. I'm the Executive Vice President of On-Site Operations and Strategic Partnerships for New Hope Housing. And my role here today is more from a consulting perspective, but my actual role is I oversee the operations of all of our developments, along with cultivating our partnerships that support the operations in our buildings.
Now I'm going to let Tamara start with this because she has a great story about the Institute.
So back in 2008, when CSH was reaching into the Texas region, they had an institute. And New Hope, along with several other agencies in the Texas area, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, we all attended that institute. So I was part of the very first training institute that was held here in Texas in 2008. And at the time, New Hope was not really doing any permanent supportive housing at all. And Katrina Van Buren challenged me to think about putting 5% of our portfolio at the time into a PSH collaborative project. And one of the huge problems at the time was that there was really no funding for social service supports. And so that was a little bit of a piece that we were trying to reconcile with. But I got home and I thought, well, 5%, and I did the math. I said, that's not very much. I think if we find an opportunity, I think I'm going to show her that I can do 5%. And so sure enough, there was an opportunity. And I called her, I called her up, or I saw her the next time, and I said, well, guess what? I'm at, 5%. But before you knew it, the system in Houston was evolving, and there was lots of opportunity. Collaboration and PSH was really, what we began down that whole road of working together in a very strategic way in Houston. And now well over 60% of our portfolio is now permanent supportive. I don't think I've probably told Katrina that recently, but she probably knows. And so when the opportunity came across my transom in an email, I told Sally, I said, Sally, I attended this institute back in 2008, and I thought it was a really great foundation for not just the development piece, but the understanding permanent supportive housing as a whole.
We've been at all of the classes, and so we've really been able to kind of, by going through this, really get some good understanding with the different perspectives of New Hope and with the services through endeavors and development, with my piece. And so it's really helped us as a team come together and I think have a real unified vision. I think the other thing that's been very important for me, because I was not as knowledgeable of the nonprofit organizations in Austin that are doing just such tremendous work. I just wasn't moving in those circles, and to have the opportunity to get to know them and the networking that is coming out of that, I think is really going to very long-term benefits. So it's awesome. What has come together that Cady Lofts has benefited from significantly is the community support. I mean, the city has been totally behind us because they've created the priority, and really the neighborhood. We had a lot of neighborhood meetings, and I will say our initial meetings. I mean, one of Tamara's colleagues at New Hope, we always had New Hope on in our meetings, and they were virtual. But our first ones with the smaller group for the neighborhood association, I mean, they were really supportive. And Emily, with New Hope, was, she laughed. She said, this is the first YIMBY crowd I've come across. We did have some a little bit more rocky times, but the neighborhood really did come around. And mainly it was because there was such unified support at the city level and the grassroots organizations. So I think we really benefited from that. There's certainly been a lot of challenges. I think the key thing is to really bring in the expertise, and that's New Hope for us, as well as Endeavors, and the Housing Authority. I mean, the Housing Authority has just been a great partner. But it is all about who you're bringing who your partners are, and having that support of actually having been there and done that, I think.
I think what you have to do is stay the course. This work is very, very difficult, and none of it can happen without grit and determination. You come across a whole lot of obstacles, and if you are prone to taking no for your answer, you'll never succeed. You've got to kind of come up against it and figure out how to get around it, under it, over, and keep on going.
Yeah, my motto is the next right thing. I don't know what that is all the time, but you really do have to be very flexible and
nimble
and just keep moving forward, and hopefully every day it's moving forward. But there are some days that you're taking a step or two back and kind of figuring out how to best navigate. And but the mission is also a key. I mean, as long as you've got the mission, it's that really is the guide.